Earth 2020. Society is in ruins, and a virus runs rampant among the world's humble citizens. They are lost. In these dark times, three wayward nerds cross paths at the House of India and realize they are destined to be friends. And so they did. This is their story. The story of the Side Quest.
Welcome back to the Side Quest podcast.
Whoa, I'm not even sitting.
You're getting there. My name's Luke.
I'm Matt.
And I'm BJ.
Now, you really went out of order on purpose, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
All right.
Well, let's get right into the direct.
Yeah, we just finished watching the direct. It was good.
Very.
Metroid Prime 4 was probably the big reveal.
No, dude, Mario and Luigi.
Re-reveal. Yeah, Mario and Luigi was actually... That one was cooler just because immediately Luigi's like, oh, there's going to be a new Metroid... 6 Metroid games, a new Zelda game, and a new Mario and Luigi game. And then immediately we're like, wait.
Yeah, the first thing they showed was Mario and
I
Luigi.
turned around, I'm like, were you bullshitting? Does that get leaked? He
seconds after.
I'm like, was that the thing that got leaked for you? He goes, no, Zelda got leaked. What the fuck? And then, yeah, Mario and Luigi.
I thought they would never, legitimately never make another one because they fucking let Alpha Dream die.
Well, the last one that was, original one was made was the DS one, right? Because they made 3DS ports, right?
They made the 3DS ports, but there was also 3 on the 3DS.
When I first saw it, I thought it was like Super Mario Bros. Like 3D game, but...
I love the
I
art
could tell
style.
when I saw Luigi because they use that box art style they use for those.
What do you feel about the cover arts they have? Because they're now uniform, right? Of that white cover art with something.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I like the way Superstar Saga looks. I like the
Partners
original
in Time,
trilogy.
Yeah.
And Partners in Time hasn't gotten a remake yet, so hopefully...
Was that one... Okay, I've played Superstar Saga and Inside Story. Those are the two I've played of that. Which, on the Mario and Luigi games, tier-wise, which ones are the best ones and which ones are eh?
So those are the 3 that I've played. They're, pretty fucking peak. There's the one where they cross over with Paper Mario, which is not very good. And then there's Dream Team, which has some interesting mechanics, but it's a little less in the RPG department.
Because Inside Story was, the coolest one. Where it's you're straight up inside Bowser, and you also get to play as Bowser a couple times. You go in his stomach.
He vores you.
Yeah, you vores Mario and Luigi.
And you have to smash his testicles to make him breathe fire.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, what you do inside his body will affect what he does.
You have to fight AIDS inside Bowser.
Yeah, it's kind of wild, but it was a really good game.
Sounds like an episode of Miss Frizzle.
Yeah. Superstar Saga, I really liked that one. I've not finished.
I'm actually replaying that right now on the Ambernick.
I was replaying that on I think it was last year, but it was the whenever it jumped on Switch Online. I was like, oh fuck yeah! And I probably got 2 bosses in, and I was like, man, it's still a good game.
Yeah, I like the Partners in Time one because it evolves that 2-button formula into 4 buttons.
Oh, because was that one the first one in the DS?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was them and then the babies.
You were also pretty stoked about Ace Attorney.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I bought the first Miles Edgeworth game, and I was stoked on how different it was from the regular Ace Attorney series. And I remember, because I used to just sit on my grandma's computer at her house, because I'd stay over there every weekend, and I would just look up things about things that I liked. The 2 big things that I found that I could never find any information on were Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, which eventually did get a 3DS release internationally, so that was huge. But the other one was the Edgeworth sequel, which I was like, why the fuck haven't they come out with that yet? When is this going to get translated and all this stuff? And now it's finally getting a full remake, and in the original pixel art and these new drawn graphics.
Those design graphics look really good, by the way. All of the I haven't played them. I do want to play the Chronicles ones where it's the old timey ones. Mm-hmm. Those seem cool, but the remakes they've been doing for Ace Attorney actually look really solid.
Yeah, I want them to come out with the Ace Attorney trilogy physically over here because they have it in Japan, but everything else since then has gotten a physical release. So it's like, okay, well, there's just a giant gap in my Ace Attorney collection now.
You can probably, I mean, well, I guess because you want it as an English release, because they're going to say it will work on your Switch.
It will.
Yeah.
And I know, because like I've seen it around here in stores that people have imported.
Is it like an import that like the spine is in English, or is it like also like...
I know the cover is in Japanese,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Because I know some of those games will, like, even if it's a Japanese version, it's in English, because like the stylized of the thing is like English, and then it's a little Japanese subtitle.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that was one of them.
The other big one is the new Link's Awakening, but it's Zelda's
two,
Awakening.
2D Zelda game, living up to the name of Legend of Zelda, where she's the protagonist now, but she don't fight. She got a magic wand.
Yeah, she lets others fight for her.
Yeah. We
Her
made that
power
joke
is
where
tables.
like she's gonna go back to the castle and have people do it for her, and then immediately it's like Zelda can also summon monsters to fight for him. Like, all right, cool, sick, awesome. It looks interesting. Like I was kind of,
I mean, it looks cute.
well, my thing was always like,
They can do some crazy puzzles with that.
like
That's what I'm looking forward to.
people were always like, oh, I want Zelda's the main character, and I'm like, I've always been on the thing of like, all right, if they give Zelda the game, they're just like they're gonna just make her Link, because I feel like they're never gonna like distance themselves from the whole like 3D action adventure. Because this was before like we got Link's Awakening as a remake, which was still really good, but again, since that we had heard nothing about another 2D Zelda game, and I was like, look, they're never going to like actually commit to Zelda because they'd have to come up with a new fighting style. 'Cause she's not gonna use the Master Sword, and they got to figure something out. This was that where they're like, fuck it, she's like, this Zelda is going to use magic to solve all her problems.
And I think
I'm
that
kinda
works
cool with
best
that.
for her is being a magic user. Unless it, I mean, they'll never make it now, but if there was a Sheik game, it would have to be stealth combat kind of thing.
Like stealth with Sheik, and then Zelda's doing the magic stuff, so you can like switch between the two.
Like magic and archery versus like stealth and stabbing people from behind.
But that looks fun. Like you were saying, puzzle wise, I'm actually excited for that because it looks like it's gonna be like very interesting puzzle. Because it's gonna be kind of the same thing of like, because it looked like the same kind of UI, but like Tears of the Kingdom, where all the stuff you can pick up and fuse to everything.
Yeah.
Where it's gonna be like that, where it's like, oh yeah, put 3 beds on top of each other in sequential order, and you make stairs. Or like, hey, you have like
Goated
a trampoline.
strat.
Yeah, the fucking Matt Mercer Baldur's Gate thing, where he just put just stacks of boxes on top of
Barrels,
each other,
yeah.
and then jumped into a place that he wasn't supposed to. Wasn't there like a dev watching, going, oh, cool, you weren't supposed to do that, and then they patched it, I think.
Something like that.
Yeah,
And then we got Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
that is a really good logo. Way better than the logo they had before.
Yeah, than just a 4.
Yeah,
It looks good, but did you see how heavy the tracking was
like for the
on
auto
enemies?
aim. Yeah, well,
There's a lock-on mechanic in Prime.
yeah, like the whole point is it's
Oh,
not
okay.
it's
So
not like a
that's-
because when Prime first came out, it wasn't like a actual first-person shooter. You couldn't you not like go full analog in your aiming, or wasn't like very specific? I know it was limited. It was a very limited kind of thing, and yeah, you would pretty much lock on and shoot, and it was mostly about dodging and getting out of the way than like getting precise headshots and shit.
Yeah.
They gave you the other like, because no one was using the C stick on the GameCube controller as a camera button really, so they didn't really use it for that. And so I'm pretty sure on the Switch version actually lets you free aim,
Yeah.
but it's still like you're gonna lock on and shoot. So yeah, that's part of the game. And you can see it in this one where Samus like dodging left and right with like a boost thing to get out of the way. So
I want to know where it takes place in the timeline. I mean, there's obviously Metroids in it, so it's before like Dread and all that stuff. But
okay, Prime is in the main universe, right? Isn't Other M the only one that's like
Wait,
separate?
what do you mean by
Yeah.
that? Like,
Metroids. Okay, I don't know the full lore, but don't Metroids like die off?
yeah, they pretty much go extinct besides like the baby Metroid. But
Metroids are like the dragon.
No, it's Ridley.
no, that's Ridley is the dragon. Metroids are the little goopy things with the
Oh,
3 claws at
yeah.
the bottom that suck brains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's Prime is like supposed to be before the normal Metroid games.
Well, it's
Zero Mission is first,
Zero Mission is first, and then I think it immediately goes Prime 1, 2, 3.
and then Metroid 2, right?
Yes.
And then 2 goes into what's 3? Super.
Super Metroid.
And then,
Yeah, Super Metroid's after 2, and then Dread.
Fusion.
Fusion after that, and then Dread.
Metroid's just like the Flood.
Kinda. The thing about Metroid is Metroids aren't the real problem.
It's like the space pirates and
There's like this genome that destroys life, and the only thing that kills that thing is Metroids.
yeah. Metroid lore is weird, but I Prime is really Prime and Prime are really the only ones that have like a very cohesive story.
Did we get a 3 remake? Or what was the remake that we got last year?
We got Dread, which
Oh, it
was
was Dread.
well, Metroid Prime remake was the one we got,
Yes.
and then Dread was 5.
Okay.
Dread is the 5th main Metroid game, because it goes Metroid, Metroid 2,
Did
Samus
you play
Dread.
Dread?
Yeah,
I love
Dread.
Dread.
Dude.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the best Metroidvania games ever.
Like it is solid.
And that one was Metroidvania, so it wasn't.
It's 2D.
Yeah, 2D.
Yeah.
Created
so
the genre.
Prime, yeah, honestly, that and Castlevania basically are the reason.
That's why they call it Metroidvania.
Yeah, because they're like the two. Like it's literally the mom and dad of that genre.
Yeah, it's fucking Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night, and then everything else since then is like, let's do that.
Yeah, like do that, but here's my thing.
The other thing that looked good to me is the Castle Defense.
Yeah, Metal Slug.
Yeah,
Two
that
things
was.
I really enjoy.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a weirdly specific thing.
That one is like that was like aggressively targeting Matt. Yeah, I was like, that one does look good.
Berserk Gundam game.
Hey, all right, so we're putting
Gutsdom.
we're putting in two skins to Armored Core. One is just the RX-7, and one is based on Guts.
The other one is fully modeled Guts. He's not a mech.
It's just
He's
a man.
A man in a mech world.
He's living in a material world.
And he is a material girl.
Material girl. They had a gay ass Hobbit farming sim.
Yeah.
Not what I expected out of a Lord of the Rings game, but like I'm
Well,
not
I wouldn't
gonna
have
lie.
expected fucking Gollum either.
I'm not gonna lie. Out of everything you could have done, like a cozy Hobbit game is not the worst idea they've had. Gollum was the worst.
Why aren't they
idea they've had.
remaking Return of the King?
Or Conquest or Battle
Return
of
of
the
the
Five
King
Armies or
was
those, yeah.
the best GameCube, one of the best GameCube games that I've ever played.
I wonder how many of those are just like movie license stuff, because like Return of the King specifically is a licensed thing. Conquest and all those other ones, because all those like movie tie-in or movie license stuff, like pre like
I mean, okay, there's only 3 good Lord of the Rings games.
Shadow of Mordor,
That-
Shadow
Shadow
War.
That simply
War
can't be true.
and
Conquest is good.
Return of the King. Conquest is fine.
So here's the thing: I've never played Return of the King because I didn't have it.
It was so good.
I
It was so
I think
much
I
fun.
had 2 Towers on PS2.
Dude,
That one was fire.
Return of the King
I
was
had
even better.
I had Conquest, and then that like War of the Five Armies or whatever that one. One of them was a strategy game. One was you picked either elf, dwarf, or human. Not the main cast of the movies, just random dudes, and you went through like a basically like third person Diablo game, like not top down.
Oh, like Gauntlet.
Kinda, yeah.
Dude, did you guys, speaking of remakes of games that I love, did you hear that they're remaking at Summer Games Fest? They said that they're remaking Rogue Squadron 2.
Are they really?
Wow.
Oh shit! Actually, though,
I
that game
love, it's re-releasing it or something.
Rogue
like that.
Squadron
It's-
2 is the one that was on the Mario Kart Double Dash demo disc that I played. It was the Death Star Trench Run mission and the Hoth mission over and over and over again.
I love
I fucking
Rogue Squadron
love
2.
that demo. I've never played the full game, but when it
is-
releases, 100%.
It's so fun. I mean, I watched it was like a 4-hour presentation. So
I pretty much just was looking at like what the highlights of Summer Games.
I need to do
didn't
that
give-
because I
didn't give a
started
fuck.
and I only got like 20 minutes in.
I'm at this point. I only care about like the Sony conference, Nintendo conference, and Xbox One. And then if there's any of those games that go tune in later to find the full gameplay reveal, I'll be like, all right, cool, I'll probably do that later. I'm not like I didn't watch the Ubisoft event, even though they re-unveiled Sands of Time remake. So that's not dead, I guess.
Wow. God, that's really shocking.
Yeah, well, because they unveiled it and they were like, man, this looks awful. And then they're like, we'll work on it. Don't worry. And then now they're like, all right, it's coming out again. Don't worry, it's gonna look good this time.
Well, after that new Prince of Persia came out and blew everybody's minds. They have to make
Dude,
it good.
That's the thing. That game was also a really good Metroidvania.
Yeah.
I highly recommend anybody play that. Lost Crown was
Is
really
Ubisoft
fucking
ever
good.
going to come out with a new Tom Clancy game?
The last one they put out was Recon Breakpoint, right? I think.
Yeah, but it was just the DLC.
To Wildlands?
Well, no, Breakpoint was its own game.
Oh, I thought you were talking specifically about Splinter Cell.
No, I was talking. I was saying
just
like
a Tom Clancy game.
Yeah.
There's a Division 3 on.
I don't know because the last Division game got canceled.
Yeah, Heartland, which is supposed to be like a side thing for $40. It was a different studio doing some whatever the fuck, but yeah, that got canceled. But apparently,
I
Division
actually
3,
really liked Division.
I fucked with Division 2.
Division 2, I fucked with hard.
Actually, really good looter shooter. Like honestly, I was like, oh, sick. I don't hate this.
Yeah, it's super
Like,
fun.
Like I got burnt out on Destiny.
And it was
I
like
got burnt out on like Borderlands. I like as a single player, but like for a multiplayer looter shooter, I can play that game by myself if I want to, or I can be like, fuck it, let's get a crew together and play it.
There's
Like,
a
it's
couple really fun missions in Division 2. Remember the one where you go to the National Space Museum?
Mm-hmm.
That's maybe the best mission.
That was a really good
Or
one.
like even all the other ones where you go through the museums and all that stuff. Like that, it was so much fun.
Was that the one? That one had a history museum, right? And you were going,
Yes.
yeah, that one was really good.
I like the space one because you go in and then you have to like load. You have to like take the satellite out of like
orbit.
No, out of like a like you're in like some sort of like factory room
Yeah.
and you have to take the satellite out of like a piece of like a thing that's going into space that was supposed to. Yeah, it was super good.
That's one thing that I will give Ubisoft. I don't like a lot of their shit, but even
That's
if
not true.
I like one series they have,
There it is.
I still don't like a lot of their shit.
There it is. Okay.
But like even games that like when you look at it and go, oh, this is a failure. Like when Rainbow Six Siege first dropped.
See how he got it like
failure.
kind of like serious? Right
Yeah, he
there?
got real offensive.
Fuck off. Like For Honor, when it first dropped, people were like, eh. When Rainbow Six Siege first dropped, it was like universally not
Dude,
liked.
people fucking
Division when it first
For
dropped.
Honor
was
though
like-
has a crazy,
Hardcore fan base.
fan base.
But that's what I'm saying is in the sense of like,
They have Siege, which is it's
Ubisoft,
probably one of their bigger moneymakers.
Siege and Assassin's Creed are the only things that make them, and Just Dance, I guess. Yeah, they have that too. Are like that's Ubisoft. Those are the things that just make them buckets of cash.
The only thing I care about from Ubisoft right now is where the fuck is Far Cry 7? Because I know...
Well, 6, because they did apparently a lot of fucking DLC for 6. They did the 3 villain ones, and then they got like a huge ass expansion.
I bought
but
it when it
didn't-
was on sale for like
$7.
yeah,
Oh,
I think it was $6 or $6.99.
But the thing with Far Cry is the even number games suck
Always
balls
suck.
and dick.
And then the odd
And the
ones,
odd ones
dude,
are the best
fucking
game you
awesome.
ever played. So I know the next one is going to be fucking...
because 5 was
5 was the
5 was
Siege
Joseph
family.
Seed.
the cult.
Southern
3
Cult-
was
Was
Voss.
Voss.
with the Mohawk. Love that one.
4
Blood
was Pagan
Dragon,
Man. Blood Dragon,
Goated.
which was
3.
part of 3.
I didn't like what was New Age or what Ice Age or what was it called? Primal.
Which was 4.
Which was based on 4.
Yeah.
Which
Again,
sucks.
we're proving the fucking point.
And then New Dawn, which is the one of 5,
it's
is fucking
just
awesome.
a reskin of 5.
But it was
No, it's
fun.
They added like base mechanics where you like capture and then you can let go of a base to recapture.
Because
it.
that one was based off one of the endings of like, oh, that we dropped the nukes. And that then, yeah, New
and
Dawn
there was
set in that
actual
nuke.
like
But
magic
it
and
just
shit.
felt like the same place though. Like I wasn't in a new
yeah, but
environment.
the thing is, Far Cry Primal is the exact same map, but now in the Stone Age of 4. It's the same mountain range, same everything.
Really?
Just there's no modern buildings because those don't exist yet. Now there's just huts and shit.
But New Dawn was interesting because they actually remixed the locations. It's not just like, oh, here's the same town that you can go to, but now it's like winter or something.
It was like here's this town.
It's Fallout-y where it's like things changed and there's a cool before and after thing you
That
get
was
from exploring.
at that time where like like you get Rage 2 and other things where it's like, dude, the apocalypse is sick as fuck. Look how colorful it is, and you're like, all right, this is something we're doing now, I guess. Because it was that kind of answer to, man, all these really dark, depressing post-apocalyptic games are all we're getting nowadays. And then I guess every studio was like, let's make a colorful one. Pink and blue are really cool colors.
what
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rage?
Rage 2 was the one that was like all pink and like, look how punk rock this shit is. It's from the Doom creator. Doom and Wolfenstein devs teamed up on that one, I think. No, Arcane. Arcane was the Dishonored devs. But Oh no, for Rage 2 was Avalanche. The
Oh
guys who
yeah,
did-
I remember Rage.
Yeah, Rage 1 was really cool.
Yes.
Rage 2 was that really colorful one that, as an open world game, wasn't that good, but its gunplay was solid.
Yeah, I remember the fuck out of Rage.
I fucked with Rage. It
Yeah,
had,
yeah. With the you had the boomerang.
yeah, it had Nero.
It was the the three.
Yeah, 3-prong boomerang that you get to throw. It had that the dubstep group Nero with their song Doomsday as the trailer song.
Dude, I fucking love Nero.
They're a great dubstep artists. Have
Yeah.
they really done much? I feel like they did like 2 albums and then just kind of disappeared.
They didn't need to, dude.
Fair.
They're like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's peak.
But yeah, like that.
Promises.
Solid. But like that's kind of thing with Ubisoft that I think out of everything is the only thing that I can like positively give them credit for is they don't abandon a game just because it's not doing too hot. They'll sit with it for a while. They'll be like, no, let's give updates. Let's try to keep
They'll
the few
jerk
player
that
base.
limp dick till it gets hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, cause like
they'll fluff it.
because For Honor, when most people just kind of dipped, but there were some like again hardcore fan base that they're like, yeah, let's keep supporting it.
I
keep
think
doing
they're
it.
still putting out like I
Yeah.
think
They just put out a new character
that's
recently.
exactly what I was gonna
This
say.
is a
yeah.
little off topic, but they had the best April Fool's joke of all time.
What was
in
it?
For Honor. On if you played on April Fool's, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. Every character model was replaced by a rabbit.
Really?
Yeah, so you had all these like gifs going around of rabbits like stabbing each other against walls, and then just like,
Please tell me they were like making the rabbit noises though, or was it just character model switches?
I think it was just model switches because they were making like human noises.
That's one era of Ubisoft I'm glad is dead, is just all the raving rabbit games.
Yeah, when they were shovelware, they were bad, but now that they have a studio that gives a fuck,
Like we got the Mario and Rabbids titles. What was the Rayman Legends was the last Rayman game, right? Or did they do another one since?
there was that second Legend. Well, there's Origins and then Legends.
Oh, that's funny as fuck.
Yeah, Legends I think was the last one.
And Origins was just a remake.
Yeah, Origins was just a re-release of the Wii one, I think.
Those are honestly Legends was such a solid platformer. Like honestly, and I kind of want another because we did a Prince of Persia.
Well, that's
2D
why I
game.
want to play that Mickey game, Illusion
Yeah.
Island, because it's just the Rayman
Yeah.
formula.
Because I'm honestly kind of hyped for like a lot of these studios because it seems that with how expensive AAA stuff is, they're kind of willing to dip their toes into like indie and kind of smaller titles. Like the fact that they were like, hey, we're gonna put out a new Prince of Persia game, but it's gonna be a 2D side scroller, $40. Here you
Best
go.
game in the series.
Yeah, like straight up, like one of the best games they've put out in decades. Like, even going with like Assassin's Creed, like let's do a back to basics stealth game again instead of the big RPGs, and like, hey, it did really well. People really fuck with it. Here's Mario and Rabbids, which those have been coming out, but still, like I think that was kind of the start of that, where they're like, we're gonna do smaller. Like Nintendo still was like, yeah, cool, $60 still,
Yeah.
but like. I feel like that was the start for them, and like you kind of see it with the EA originals, like It Takes Two, and like some of their other there was another EA one. It's called Lost in Random, but it's like it's almost like Alice in Wonderland, but like it actually looks really fucking awesome. I saw it the other day because it's on Game Pass, part of their like original thing or whatever. I was like, oh, this looks fucking cool. I wonder if, and then you got Astrobot coming out soon.
I can't wait to play that shit.
So that I feel like a lot of these companies are going to start putting out smaller games to compensate for.
Well, Sony needs that. Because like their release schedule is so fucked.
Well, it's because every studio, like their biggest studios, so you have Insomniac, which is just a Marvel machine now, because they've got Wolverine, Venom, and X-Men.
Who's doing Blade?
That's Arcane, Dishonored.
Dude,
Depths.
speaking of, have you heard the shit about the new movie?
Yeah, how they've lost every
They've
director.
lost every director,
Every
like every
director.
main writer.
And one of them, they were like, we're gonna make Blade a side character and have the protagonist be a woman.
Yeah,
and
Blade
then,
was in like 30% of the movie.
Yeah, and they're like, nope, we're not doing that. Thank God.
What they need to do, and I know nobody wants this because nobody gives a fuck about the Eternals, make it about Blade and Kit Harington on adventures.
Who does Kit Harington
Jon
play?
Snow's kid, like the.
Well, I know who Kit Harington. I mean, what is he playing?
He was the guy.
Excalibur.
Yeah.
Excalibur.
Well,
What is his power?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
Sword.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I watched Eternals once, so bear with me. But isn't his whole thing is he didn't know he was an Eternal, and then he be like all that shit, or what was the?
He's not an
bit?
Eternal. He's like a descendant of King Arthur.
Wait, hold on.
I need to. Okay, I don't need to rewatch that movie because it's ass. But like,
wait,
I
is
need
Constantine Marvel?
no,
No,
DC.
that's DC.
Fuck.
Well, it's.
I was like, that would have been the best goddamn team up of all time.
James Gunn could do it though. He has a
he's got the
chance to revive
connections for both.
Constantine.
Yeah.
Seriously, what a fucking team up would that be? Like, a demonic portal brings one of them over.
And it's just those two dealing with the underworld, like bullshit.
Underworld
Yeah.
and vampire stuff.
Again, if here's my thing: if you do that, say fuck
And
it. Well, no,
we gotta bring Keanu
well,
back.
no. Okay,
course.
here's the thing: if you're gonna do that, say fuck it. This isn't
If
canon.
they bring Keanu back, they got to bring
Yeah.
Wesley back.
Bring Wesley Snipes. Like, yeah.
You don't understand how that's not an issue. Like, clearly that's what I want.
But like,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. It's not canon. We're not gonna fuck with the new Blade who's gonna be part of the MCU. We're not gonna fuck with if they have plans for Constantine. Fuck it.
If we were good writers, we'd make a lot of fucking money.
I am a good writer, and you guys have seen that in the last
That is
week.
true.
That's true. Then let's put some shit together and then just keep like spam messaging.
Spam messaging Disney
Dear
and Warner
James
Brothers.
Gunn, I
Dear
wrote
Ja-
you, but you still ain't calling.
Yeah, 100%. And then one of our things would pick up, and they'd be like, "Okay, that's pretty fucking. That's like actually."
Yeah,
pretty
that's
fucking
what's
sick."
gonna get us. There, all these executives being no. We're gonna get the one cool guy who's gonna be like, "Hey, shit's actually kind of fire. Hold up now. Let me give him a call," and just be like,
You
"Look,
know,
look."
instead of the fucking, what are the directors that are now they them?
The Wachowskis.
Wachowskis.
You know, we could be the I don't know, the Quest brothers or something.
The Quest Brothers.
Quest Brothers.
Something gay like that.
Not as gay as them.
I mean, shit.
I
Not
wouldn't
wrong.
make fun of you if the new Matrix didn't suck dick.
Chat, clip that. Opus.
Matt clipped that.
No, Opus.
Opus, you got that.
Yeah.
Opus fucking rules.
That's the thing. If the new Matrix was like next level cinema, I'd be like, "Hey, yo, the Wachowski sisters can do no wrong." That shit was ass as fuck. Then it's like, no, everything.
They should have just made John Wick, but in the Matrix.
Dude, can we also okay, there's a couple things I want. I mean, there's so much to talk about. But
Yeah,
I need to hear cyberpunk stuff.
we'll get to that.
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. So, let's talk about the fucking Acolyte.
I've
My
seen
dad's
nothing
been
about
watching
it.
it.
I haven't watched it.
It is everyone that I genuinely trust online.
Said it's ass.
It is ass,
Well,
and they are destroying.
It's that. Well, at first it's like episode 1 came out. They're like, all right.
Episode 3, though.
Episode 3 though fucked canon, fucked everything, and they're like, this is awful. And it's now like a huge divisive thing of like, and of course you have people going, oh, you hate it just because you're racist, and people are like, no, I don't give a fuck that this character has 2 moms. What the fuck is this
Well, they have
Jedi
a
doing about
poster of
this?
Mace Windu in their back in their room. It's like,
Really?
no, I'm saying like people who like that.
Oh, I
that
thought you
people are
meant
like
they had a poster of Mace Windu in the show, and I was like, isn't this like millions
No,
of years?
no, I'm
Yeah,
saying
it
like,
is, yeah.
like
This is High Republic
It's
era.
the whole thing. It's like, oh, you hate strong women, and it's like at the meantime, like I have posters of Leia and like Padme.
Did you see-
It's like
and we're fucking jamming on The Boys, which has the best written women in TV.
yeah. So it's like you get what I'm saying. It's like it's the empty fucking
Well, there
like
was
insults that
there
It's
you
a
know,
straw man argument.
I
yeah,
saw.
yeah, it's like, oh, you're racist. Like, well, I fucking love Mace Windu. Okay, so like,
Well, there
know?
was I haven't watched the video, but there was this thing that was like, no, we don't dislike strong women. We just hate this shit. And it was like on one side you had like Rey and like Captain Marvel and like some other characters. On the other side,
for real.
it was like here's Ripley, fucking like
Ripley is
Ripley's the fucking goat.
is the strongest woman.
You had Sarah Connor.
Oh!
And it was like, yeah, it was like Leia was on there, and you had all these characters on the other side that was like, yeah, fucking awesome female protagonists. And it was like, yeah,
I put Lara Croft up there.
Fuck
100%
yeah.
Lara Croft up there.
100%.
I mean,
Samus,
Aran,
obviously.
obviously. I mean, shit, I would put story-wise, I don't like the second game, but I'd still put Aloy up there.
I put
Speaking of
Arya.
protagonists, yeah.
Arya for sure.
Arya for sure.
Oh, Bran of Tarth,
Yeah, dude.
love of my life.
Yeah, Brienne of Tarth is the best. Like we'll sit here and like that's the thing with it is like I want just really good written characters.
Casca.
Casca, 100%. Like my thing with like that whole thing, like obviously I want to get to the Star Wars, like you can tell us like what fucked up in a second, but like the thing with like strong female characters is like the best written ones are ones that like you can like everyone can like it doesn't matter the gender, sexuality, whatever, as long as you can relate to that character or you can like like, fuck, I love this person. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if
Well, it's not even like
That's just good
Ripley is
character
a
writing.
really good thing. It's like first one, she's a badass woman. Second movie, you might be like, oh, because you like hate like women being strong women. It's like, no, we see like badass women, but it's like, oh, then you hate when women are like being in the role of women. Then it's like, no, because in Aliens, Ripley totally takes on the motherly role.
Yeah, she's 100%. Because that's the whole thing
and
with
that's
the alien
what makes
queen.
her so she get away from her, you bitch. Like that's the hardest line in the whole fucking movie.
my
More
it's
reference than arguably any other line in cinema history.
Dude, it's and Mama Bear. It's like give me like it's not like any approach that you think I don't like about women. It's not true. Like you just have to.
I'm gonna be honest. If you have to tell me that your character is a badass bitch, then they're probably not. And
no,
it's really
all
bad.
the badass bitches shut up and show it.
Yeah, like
Show,
that's the thing.
don't tell.
Dude, yeah, show
Dude,
don't tell is
exactly.
the best thing. And that's the problem is like if your character has to sit there and go, I'm a bad bitch. I'm like, shut the fuck up. No,
Yeah.
you're not. Or like Ray's a good example of like that one's also not really is a show don't tell, but they're showing. It's like, well, okay. I don't know, like because Ray's weird.
Well, there's also a lot of problems with that. It's like if she learned how to lightsaber fight, and it wasn't these weak ass fights, and then this also weird like here's another thing.
I'm gonna be honest.
It's like a lot. They're like, oh, you just want women to fall in love with a dude. It's like no, if she like fucked up Kylo Ren, and didn't get a shit about him, that would be better written.
Yeah, honestly.
That would be way. But then like I'm like you're like hot and we like
that
fight.
You have
romance-
long dark hair and I want to
That-
fuck you.
That
Yeah.
romance was I'm gonna be honest. Besides the character assassination of Finn, the romance was the worst part of that whole fucking trilogy.
So I mean,
it's
like
the worst part.
like we're standing on solid fucking ground here. Like it's it's so fucking.
The
dumb.
thing is, like, if you would have asked me after Force Awakens, because I didn't necessarily have a problem with like, oh, she could beat Kylo Ren. Because Kylo Ren, the whole movie was shown to be like he gave into his emotions too much, whatever. Like a random.
Almost completely untrained,
Yeah.
and that there was evidence for that in the narrative.
So my thing was like, okay, the Force needed somebody, and they were just like, fuck it, this girl, her. And like, because they were going back, they went away from the midichlorians and back to the Force is a mystic thing, which that was the one good thing I was hyped about the new trilogy is like, all right, fuck midichlorians, it's mystic again. But like, I'm cool with that. It was when we get to Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker where like they fucked it. Like Force Awakens is a decent first step.
I mean, but to be
and then
fair,
they-
in
but
Star
then they
Wars, it
jumped
can be
off a cliff.
both. Like, you could just be born with a high fucking midichlorian count and be like one of those people that's just naturally
Well, like,
gifted.
case in
and then
point-
you could have people that work their life and work at it and get good.
That would be the best case
like, you
scenario.
get what I'm saying? You could have,
Yeah.
like, both. You
Then
can
you
have,
have
both.
Then you have these fucking Shonen Jump moments where it's like, but his midichlorian count is like 0, but he's
the best motherfucker.
Owning me.
Yeah,
Well, that's
dude, I'm saying, you could hold them both. In,
well, case in point. That's Anakin and Obi-Wan. Anakin is the chosen one, got everything handed to him, and is naturally gifted at shit. Obi-Wan worked for his shit, and both of them
saw
were
his
the
master
top
die
tier.
in front of his like yeah
Like both of them were the top fucking people in that Jedi temple. Let's be honest with ourselves.
I mean,
then it's like
I saw a meme a while ago that was like, shit's going down, send Obi-Wan. Like, the galactic relations need to be held,
Well, and-
send Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's been captured, send the whole fucking
I mean,
army.
that,
Well,
when
no,
it comes down to episode 3, it's the whole shit of Anakin believing like no, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you because I'm the chosen one, and then like
Obi-Wan's
Obi-Wan's
like, you're a
like-
fucking idiot.
yeah,
like,
like,
shit.
like I know what you're about to do. Don't fucking do it. Don't try to make a pass on me.
Well, like-
Zoom, 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 cuts
Like,
off
and,
all his
and that's
limbs.
the thing, like both Obi-Wan and Anakin are really good examples of that. Of because let's be honest, Anakin is 100% the fucking Mary Sue like chosen one. Nothing bad happens to him except his own fucking issues because he over exaggerates his own like ego. And Obi-Wan is the smartest person in the room most times.
Yeah.
and is like he's trained that way. So you have both of those viewpoints. Like here's the thing.
I mean, Dooku's the same way, I mean, which is why he decided to go on his own path. It was
Yeah.
because he worked for his shit, and then he saw the shit that was going on.
Dooku's the fucking goat.
Dude, Dooku's one of
Yeah.
my favorite characters in Star Wars.
I'm so glad
Fucking
they
Mace
gave
Windu
him.
is one of my favorite characters in Star Wars.
They gave him the
he worked for his shit.
the pre
The Tales of the Jedi thing.
Yeah, I'm really glad because he's to the average Star Wars fan, he's such a misunderstood character.
You need to listen.
100%.
It's
so misunderstood.
They wrote it
because you
for,
just think of him as just a bad guy. That's like, oh, but he's like a gentleman bad guy.
It's like, no, he's the only one that's on the correct path.
Yeah,
He's just,
100%.
he just has to take terrible means because no one
Dude,
else is.
The
if
only
Qui-Gon
thing-
didn't die, him and Qui-Gon would have fucking fixed everything.
The only thing I wish
100%.
that they did, that I wish George changed in the prequels, was give Dooku a different colored lightsaber,
So not just being red.
not red.
Yeah.
I think
Because I truly believe that he did not bleed his crystal.
Well,
because
it makes more sense for the previous ones where it's like, oh, he got it from a red kyber crystal when that was canon. It made more sense there, but then now
sure.
it's like, okay, yeah, with the new canon, it was bleeding crystals.
Yeah.
Which
I think back when that movie was made, it was probably more of like, oh, it's a synthetic, because most of the synthetics were always red as well.
because actual red kyber crystals weren't they like almost borderline gone at that point, or because they were
Oh yeah. Because prequel stuff is like, oh, they had to make their own because they didn't have access to all the crystals that the Jedis could get.
because in the Old Republic you could just get a red kyber crystal.
And
That
in,
was a
in a
thing.
lot of
Dude,
the
orange
old
crystal all the way, dude. Or yellow.
I'm
fucking
big on
I'm a big yellow stan.
yellow or orange, because yellow's the guard,
temple
the
guards,
temple guard,
basically Jedi paladins
and
almost.
orange is a cool one. It, like, at least like when you like read the forums, it's like orange means this, and I'm like, I'm fucking orange.
In my head, Cal Kestis has always been yellow.
Yeah.
Sure, or orange, because orange is like
To me, yellow makes more sense for his character. I always go purple. That's just a me thing, because it's like because just because of Mace Windu and Revan, purple pretty much signifies of like you're a good guy, but you tap
You're
into
Riku.
yeah. Well, yeah, it's Mace Windu's whole fighting style, which is the coolest thing, is
Dooku's is coolest.
He's so like Mace Windu's thing is he's a Jedi, and his whole thing is because he's very adamant about get rid of the dark side, fuck it, but he's like he'll sit there and like surround himself with dark side energy, but like almost fortify the light side around him to make him stronger. It's fucking crazy, his like fighting style. And then you have Dooku's, which is the fucking fencing shit.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, because you would expect an attack at a certain angle, but because it's canted, it comes from a
switch it
different
right
one.
away.
Yeah. So the Acolyte fucking blows. So the third episode, oh my gosh, they mess with the whole like chosen one thing, that there's not really a chosen one, but they're made. And so it's essentially Anakin.
Fuck off.
Yeah, Anakin was like a made hero, and it's not the Force that like was like, no, he is, it's a whole. I mean, the whole thing in one is like he was destined to be, but he made choices to do otherwise. And
Hey, you remember that thing I said about Disney making the Force mystic again? Yeah, I take that back immediately.
yeah, so
I fuck the Acolyte.
also there's twins,
not the twins we
not
needed.
the twins we fucking deserved. Fuck no, dude, 100%. We saw the same TikTok.
Yep.
The two slides. Yeah,
I haven't seen any of this. So.
Dude, BJ and I like seriously like within like 5 minutes of each other, I'll like hear him on the couch, and I'll be like, I just saw that one. And
I'm
oh, they also sing in the third episode.
Why?
They sing chant to make the midichlorian baby.
Okay.
what?
Yeah, it's like one is many, one is all, and they start chanting, and then they start one is many, one is all. Dude, it's fucked.
All right.
I Father's Day just happened, and I went out to dinner with my dad, and I walked into the restaurant and I sat down, and he was like, "You seen the Acolyte yet?" And I was like, "No, but I heard it's dog shit." And he was like, "Yeah."
Has he seen Andor?
No, he was like, "What do you know about this Andor show?" And I was like, "Dad, it will ruin the rest of Star Wars."
It's the best piece of Star Wars to ever come out.
It is, and if
it
they
really-
fumble season 2, then we fucking riot.
We talk about this so much, but I'm really glad, like, that we all agree. I'm really glad I showed you. I'm really glad we watched together. Like that. Seriously, that is like one of my favorite things that we all did, because the worst part was on our last Star Wars
That
Day episode.
podcast
I
thing
was
is-
like,
we're like,
guys, no, please believe me.
And we're like, whatever. It's
Whatever.
Disney
Like,
Plus
I haven't
stuff.
seen
yeah.
it, so I can't. Like, I believe you, Matt, but I haven't seen it though. And I was like,
Is that not a fair argument, though?
it is, but it just like
It was
just,
still from your position. You're like, no, but if you saw it though,
like
you
it
would
was
agree with me.
it was still
Yeah.
crushing, and then to like you watching, you're like, Holy shit.
That's like that was the best thing ever.
we added them
Remember,
to
it was
the-
one
on
of
the
those
next
days where I
episode.
literally had to work the next morning, and I still stayed up till 2 a.m. because I was like, we gotta watch another episode.
Yep.
That was us.
We watched
That
it
was
in
us-
2 weeks.
Yeah, it was.
We watched it in 2 specific days.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Yeah, like
those Tuesdays where like we watched the
In
first
2
3
Tuesdays.
and then finished it the second week because we're like we can't stop now. Like we just kept going.
oh my gosh.
that was such a
Transcendent shit.
yeah. And I yeah if
if
they
the
fucking,
Blade Runner show isn't written like Andor, I'm
I don't
gonna
want
be
it.
so fucking angry.
Yeah.
that's Star Wars is such a weird thing because like I'm gonna be honest, it should have just ended. Like I like it. Like again,
At this point, I agree.
well, it's like I love Andor
As
but
much
like,
as I'll
I
give you
would
that.
probably like, yeah, I wouldn't have Andor anymore. But like, if you would have stopped at like episode 6, you like again, you do your Clone Wars, whatever. Pretty much all the before Disney stuff, just kind of stop there.
Well, that's how I feel
lay
about
it to
most
rest.
of these spin-off or like
Yeah.
sequel things. Like I hate.
Same thing with
I
like,
hate most sequels.
Mm.
I really do. I hate most spin-offs. It bothers me that it's this like we found one good thing that was in the 2000s and 90s,
And we
or
just
something
keep
that
it
was
going,
popular back
yeah.
in the 80s, and
I'm-
trying to
Well, I'm cool with like reboots in a way because like the RoboCop movie, it's like yeah, we had like what 3 RoboCop movies. And it's like,
RoboCop is a big exception.
yeah, I was gonna say, but like to me, it's like I don't hate the idea of a reboot or or whatever. My thing is, it's like.
But
There's
here's
there
the
is a-
problem though is when I watched it with BJ and when you watched it, I was like, this movie's gonna be dog shit. Like that's
It's sad that that's the
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
expectation.
That's like our default thing is like, oh, this is probably dog shit, and that's what fucking sucks. And it's like, clear, like we're at a point in history, especially with how like accessible media is and how fast we can stream things. It's like, we don't
Well,
you're
look
not
at,
watching like you're not trying to. People aren't fighting for time slots on TV anymore. On like the 5 channels you would get back in like like the 50s, or like in the 50s when it was just like radio shows. It's we're developed to this point where we're so oversaturated with media that anything can get greenlit.
I think
now,
for me,
but everyone just pulls from like existing
But
stuff.
I do like that it's kind of filtered itself out now, where it's like if you don't make something quality, nobody's gonna fucking watch it, and then you're gonna get canceled, and it's gonna ruin your streaming service.
That's not true because, like, it's like Marvel and Disney. I mean, just I guess Disney because
Well, the
they
thing
own
about
Marvel.
Disney is they're fucking
Disney,
too big to
like
fail.
the past 2
they're-
years
but
have
they're-
had
the thing is they're too
some of the biggest losses in
but they
like
are
movies.
still too big. But again, losses in movies. But then you go look at like even
I'm
the
just,
Acolyte.
what I'm trying to say. The
Yeah.
point is like
Yeah.
they'll still put out shit.
I've heard that Inside Out 2 is like amazing though, which
good for that.
I really hope that that's the case because there hasn't been a good Disney movie in the past 5 years.
You
And
didn't
when
like Toy Story 4?
Toy Story 4 was all right, but it
I mean, it's not the strongest.
comparatively to 3, where I bawled my eyes out in that fucking
No,
movie theater.
true.
Yeah, like
but I still think it was.
It was okay.
It lived up to the Toy Story quality compared to other Disney.
I think it was about as good as 1. I'll give it that.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
it lives up to the
Which
Toy
is
Story.
which is a great movie.
two, in my opinion, is like the best.
2 is the
one.
peak.
2
Two
is the peak.
best fucking
Fucking
movie. Yeah.
Jesse arc and Buzz arc.
That is one of the
Al's
best.
Toy Barn.
Yeah, that is one of the best movies of all
No,
time. I'll
two-
put it there.
two is
I
for
fucking
sure.
love Toy Story 2.
I mean, but I also miss like decent
Again,
seriously like good stories that aren't complex, like Finding Nemo.
we can. Well, no, you know what the thing is. Your problem stems from the fact that Treasure Planet failed in the theaters,
I fucking agree.
and that's why it's only sequels, and no, we can't do anything original. Which, to be fair, Treasure Planet isn't original.
There will be a day, and it's coming, where Disney is going to have to do something with Treasure Planet to retain the license.
God, dude. Even if it's just like a remaster, like
or Atlantis.
They're going
Oh,
to have to do
fuck,
both
dude.
eventually.
Give me. Fuck! I want HBO to pick up shit.
Dude,
I-
Atlantis is the live action they need to be making.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, give it like
dude. Well, who's the white haired bitch in Atlantis?
Aloy.
Kaya?
Yeah, dude. One of my childhood crushes right there. Like
100%.
her,
Yeah.
Shell from
Dude,
Road to El Dorado.
fucking cast Doja Cat.
Dude,
Yeah, that would probably work.
that would be incredibly disappointing to me.
I mean,
It
yeah,
would.
but, like,
She's not a good actress, but
she looks wise could pull it off.
looks-wise, 100%.
She's already pulling off weird ass shit anyway. She could pull it off.
But that
okay.
bitch from El Dorado.
Shell,
Yeah.
bro, Road to El Dorado it's so funny to me that movie was made by the same people who did Prince of Egypt. Whereas like here's one that's like one of the best Christian movies ever, and then here's these two bumfuck idiots and
Two
this
scumbags
really,
trying to fuck this thick
and this
lady.
really hot, thick, like Aztec Indian girl. Like they were like,
no, it's just we're just in a different age where shit sucks, man.
I think the problem is it very much depends on the people making it, because like we're hype about Alien, but that's because Ridley Scott's still a part of it, because he wants to tell more stories in his universe, so it works. Like when Prometheus, what's the other one we fucking watched with homie?
Romulus.
No, Romulus was the new one. The Covenant. Prometheus,
Don't
Covenant. Romulus looks really cool. Like it's because Ridley Scott is involved. He
100%.
wants to make new Alien
And that's
shit.
why Star Wars sucks, because George Lucas isn't a part of it.
Even if it's not
Like that's
Jo-
the biggest goof of all time.
well, to me, it's like even if it's not George
Lazy ass
Lucas.
motherfucker.
Even if it's not George Lucas, like you still get stuff like, oh, like Mandalorian season 1 and 2 is pretty good. You have Andor being as good as it fucking is. You have good people behind certain projects from them. You just don't have the one guy kind of.
There's not a visionary behind the
They're just kind of letting people make what they
John
want.
Favreau was kind of not John
Dave
Favreau.
Filoni.
Dave Filoni.
He is now. Apparently, Acolyte's not one of his, but apparently he's being put in like a everything's got to go past him position at some point. So like, because remember he's the one.
Yeah, but
pretty much-
the problem is that Kathleen has and probably will continue to fucking either like she has so much goddamn power where she changes shit, she nixes stuff, she changes stuff in the writing of
dude,
those
they fucking
movies
no, dude, they canceled
or
that
shows. She'll
Okay.
literally say like, yeah, this is great, but I want you to change this.
You know, Patty Jenkins, she did the first Wonder Woman movie, and then she got fucked over on Wonder Woman 2, but she was doing because
And
her,
look at how that went.
yeah, but she because her dad was like a fighter pilot, right? And so she was gonna do a Rogue Squadron movie as like a kind of thing of like, this is a thing for my dad. We're gonna all about the ships and fighter pilots in Star Wars. That got canceled, but then re-brought back in because their last couple things were like failing, and they brought her back. And apparently, because of this whole
Kathleen, kill
kerfuffle,
yourself.
well, it's the same thing like James Gunn. Apparently, we're like, oh, we fucked him over, so here you could do whatever you want, and they're letting her kind of do her thing for that. So I'm hoping that's good. Because my thing I've learned is if you let creatives be creative, 9 times out of 10 that shit works really
Yeah,
well.
but it doesn't for some reason though. It doesn't go past the fucking boardroom.
Well, case in point,
Because those people are only worried about, oh, what do the children and
yeah, how
mass
many
majority
toys can we
audiences
sell out of
think?
this? Yeah.
Or the loudest,
Yeah.
minority.
Well, like, case in point, look at The Last Jedi. That was a thing where you had Ryan Johnson want to do what he wanted to do, but then he still had some studio interference from Disney, and so it was like a clashing of things. So then he does that. People didn't like it. Oh, it's all fuck. Canon's ruined all this stuff. Then he goes and does Knives Out. Everybody fucking loved Knives Out. The new Glass Onion was still relatively received well.
Still need to
He's
see
got
Glass
a
Onion.
new.
It's not as good. It's really not.
It's not as good. It's still fun. That's the thing is,
I know
to
it's a
me-
lower budget, but I still
well,
want to
they're
see it.
Netflix films now instead of like here's a big Hollywood blockbuster. So you can kind of tell he's getting less of a budget, but he's still being like, fuck it. You're here for just like he's making his version of like
like I just want to see who done it shit.
yeah, like that's what he's doing, and he's making his own Sherlock Holmes character in Benoit. That's the name, right? Yeah, Benoit Blanc or whatever. I think Benoit. Yeah, like he's pretty much having his own detective character. And it's like awesome. I'm super cool to see this man just have different mysteries, and we're getting another one, so I'm cool with that. But like, yeah, I agree with you, in the sense of like, you can. My thing is, you can tell when it's a corporate thing, and with like Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, versus like Alien Covenant, or like. Fuck, I mean,
Yeah, but like again, we're all talking about stuff, and anytime we bring up something that's shit, it's always been from like one company.
Did you guys?
At least that what we've been talking about. It's all fucking stuff under Disney.
I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the podcast or to either of you, but you know, Shrek just had its like 20th anniversary. They put it back in theaters for a weekend, and it outsold the last 5 Disney animated movies combined that have come out
I'm sure.
on a re-release.
I'm sure. Again, but I'm just saying. All I'm saying is Disney's.
well, even
I
then,
fucking hate Disney.
Sony's.
I mean, we're in an era now where it's like we're all looking forward to what DreamWorks does next, and nobody's going to see the Disney shit, which is crazy.
Well, like case in point, right now the only like Disney movie that people are excited for is Deadpool and Wolverine, because it's Deadpool, not
And-
because it's MCU.
and it's Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
taking the reins.
And
it's the director
but
for
the
Free
problem
Guy
is
and
they
the
tried
Adam
to
Project.
they tried to do a She-Hulk. They tried to put She-Hulk in and a Captain Marvel end credit scene.
Yep.
and Ryan Reynolds shot them both down. But they're trying, man. They're trying to fuck us.
Well, because they have their whole thing. They want to. Well, no, we think the test market say this, blah blah blah, all that. Because again,
Fuck the test market.
that's the thing is they're thinking of it from business perspective, and because we don't want it to be, we don't want people to cancel us on Twitter. We don't want like the angry dislikes on YouTube. Like we want to have it's all this stuff, and it's like you're thinking of the wrong metrics, 100%. Like you were saying, like DreamWorks, like case in point, no one expected a fucking Puss in Boots movie to be that fucking
Yeah,
good.
Hey, to
A
our 38
spin-off
subscribers, to our 38 subscribers on YouTube, let's band together and just stop giving our money to Disney.
There are dozens of us.
I'll stop giving my money to Disney after I go see Deadpool and Wolverine. And
Hey,
the problem is that I have Disney Plus, and I'm going to keep it because they have movies that I want to watch.
one thing I really want to quickly mention,
And now anime.
I've been playing one thing the past
Yeah.
week, and it's back. I'm back on Tarkov. And you're like, whoa, Matt, that's crazy because the whole Tarkov shit drama happened. It did. So I was telling you how they had the new game, like the new tier of payment, which added PVE, and
And they weren't going to give it to the previous.
to the people that literally in the thing. It was like, if you get Edge of Darkness edition, you'll get all future DLC, and they're like, we don't consider this DLC. We think this is as like a completely different game mode, even though you boot up the same game, and in the bottom corner it goes switch to PVE mode. And I've been playing PVE.
Yeah, it's
'cause
fucking DLC.
me, Ezra, and a bunch of other people have been playing PVE, and it's so much fun.
Did you pay for it, or did they finally go back and give it to you?
They gave it to us.
Okay, good.
It's so much fun.
Because I was about to say, if
we
the
don't
moral
have
of the
to
story
deal
is you
with
said I bought
cheaters.
it,
I mean, cheaters, which includes like people like
Yeah.
using like hacks to like headshot, see through walls, or people that like they'll load into a game, they'll vacuum all the loot into their all the high tier loot into their bags and then extract. We don't have to deal with people waiting at extracts to kill you. None of that shit. It's just AIs. It's still spicy as fuck. Like we loaded into a raid, and I like walked like 5 feet and got one tapped by like a sniper. Like,
But you're not having to deal with the scumbag meta.
yeah.
it is so much fun. I've been playing it so much. So
I'm not-
Tarkov's back, baby.
I'm not gonna lie, there was a full second where I was like, if this motherfucker says, yeah, I bought the $200 edition, I was about to be so like,
No.
dude,
You're the only
I was
person
gonna
on
say-
earth that can't be mad at that.
Well, I was gonna say like that's my bit. And first of all, I wouldn't buy a $200 game mode. I was the one messaging Matt, being like, "Is this for real?"
Fair
I
enough.
would have bought it if it came with a statue.
Of course
No,
you would.
yeah.
Like Saints Row.
Yeah.
Hey, I still have that steelbook, and it's sitting in a fucking case
So-
somewhere.
That's all I've been playing, but it's back.
I have a couple things to mention. Smiling Friends, the new season is going so fucking hard.
We haven't seen the new episode.
We haven't. We need to watch that.
We can watch it
I
right
found
after
out
this.
that the boss's demon wife was Erica Lindbeck the whole time.
Nice.
Love that. They definitely motion captured her for all that.
That walk up the aisle was 100% real.
Yeah, definitely. We went canoeing, kayaking, and I won the race.
BJ was the first person off a 10-mile run of.
It was 10?
It was 10 miles.
This motherfucker's
Jesus,
like, what?
it felt like 5.
Dude, we lost him after probably 2 hours.
You're over here being like, "Oh fuck, BJ's gone. What do we do?"
That's exactly what I was.
Weird, but I think it's because it's got a dent.
I was
okay.
like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, where's BJ? And I was expecting I don't know. I just was really worried. That's why when I came back, I was like, oh, thank God you're okay.
Yeah, I was asleep on the tailgate
Of my car, yeah.
of Matt.
Of me, yeah.
The whole time, it's, where is he? On Matt's fat
And
ass.
I was like,
BJ's
I was in the assumption that you were ahead. I kept on trying to on the river unlock my car for my phone, and I had no service. And I was like, well,
I pulled ahead with Nick, and I was keeping an eye on his paddles because they were the only red ones on the river. Everybody else had the yellow
yellows,
ones.
yeah.
And I was like, okay, if I just keep that in my sight line, I'll be able to keep up. And then at one point, he goes around a bend, and I lose him. And I was like, fuck, he's moving. So I just started going ham, and I was like, where the fuck is he? And I would get to these long stretches where I was like, oh my God, he's already past this.
Okay,
Meantime, Nick.
was okay.
See, hold on. Meantime, when he lost him, Nick's shrooms kicked in, and he was staring up at a wall, looking at people cliff diving, and he just was like, "Oh shit!"
So you passed him.
Yeah,
Because
I
he got
passed him
high as
unknowingly.
shit. Was that the thing on the Discord? I was like at work, and people were like, we just come back, and like I saw like a big thing. Oh, so y'all go to a chat thing I can't be in. After ditching me going canoeing, where the fuck I just saw like
Yeah.
just notifications like what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we only went up for the day. It was a whole weekend. It was a Friday, like Friday afternoon to like Sunday afternoon kind of thing. We just went Friday or Saturday.
It was a good time.
It was. I kind of like overestimated how long it was going to be and the amount of effort that it was going to be, or at least just how much effort my body would take to be in that kind of sun. It was 95 on the water, and immediately when I get there, I start like drinking the pre-mixed margarita and like doing a shot with Kyle. And I was like, dude, like drinking some voodoos, like right when we get on the water, chugging those things.
Yeah, we pulled over at this little sandbar, and everybody was like, "Hey man, you want to drink? You want to smoke a little bit?" And I was like, "I don't think that's a good idea."
I took an edible from Billy.
Yeah, and smoked.
And honestly, that part was fine. The alcohol killed me.
Yeah, because it's gonna dry you out.
100%. It really did. It dried me out so bad. And then there's so many times where I was like, does anybody have anything non-alcoholic in their cooler? Please, I just need some water. Yeah, and then BJ got the fuck burn out of him because I had the sunscreen.
Yeah, my knees
And
are
the
fucked.
vape.
Yeah,
You took his vape?
I put it in his backpack. 'Cause I
Okay.
didn't bring
But I
anything
didn't
with me.
realize it until I got into the van because I opened up the thing and I was like, oh shit.
I got back to the camp, and I was like sitting there for a while, and I was like, someone here has to have a cigarette.
You're going through like hella nicotine withdrawals.
Yeah, I'm like looking around trying to find anything, and nothing happened. And I was like, just go to sleep.
You get back up there and you see he's at like the cigarette ashtray bit, just like there's nothing
Yeah, licking the ashtray.
going
Oh.
through. That makes me want to vomit.
But it was a good time. It makes me want to go to the Duck River because it's so close by. It's the one that's right past Dollar General. It's seriously
shit.
like 2 minutes past
Yeah.
Dollar General.
Yeah, and that one's way like simpler.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of people flip that day.
I flipped.
I didn't flip.
I flipped my kayak. So I forgot my hat, so we stop at Love's.
I love that BJ. Like, have you really gone kayaking really before? Like maybe like
I have a kayak, and I used to go a lot in high school, but then it was just like I grew apart from everybody that I used to go with, so I haven't been in a long time.
I grew up kayaking. We have 2 kayaks. Two of them are at the lake house.
I don't know why, but like I think it's just because like I didn't know you as kayaking. Like my brain of you is like modern BJ of just like, all right, we game, we sleeping late, I work at the hotel, come back like, and so like the idea of
Well,
like
that's because the only 2 friends I
Yeah.
have these days are you 2.
yeah, but it's the idea of like, oh yeah, BJ gets in the water and it's like he's a new man, fucking beats everybody on the kayak. He's like, yo, this shit's easy. I thought that was 5 miles.
When
like,
I used to go with those guys in high school, I would have to wait a lot
yeah,
because they were,
We had to wait so fucking long
because of Lee.
because of Lee and Ezra. And Ezra said, he was like, I told everybody, and I don't think anyone believed me, but I said I'm not moving my paddle once in the water. Like, unless it's to steer, I'm not moving my paddle. And he didn't. He didn't touch his paddle.
Well, the thing I was talking about was Lee throwing up.
oh no,
Was it like 15 minutes into it as well?
Yeah,
Because apparently Lee got drunk as fuck the night before
Oof.
and had 9 Polish sausages.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh,
Because he'd do this thing where he's like, say one word and I'll eat another one, and people would be like, shut up, Lee, and he'd be like, okay, and he had 9 with buns.
Oh my god, dude.
oh fuck,
Because when
And so Lee took some shrooms, and then
yeah,
we
like,
were on the water, and I was almost right next to Lee, and he starts like just paddling to the side really quick. And I was like, "You good?" And he was like, "I got some personal business to attend to." And then he like jumps off and runs into the woods. And then Adam was like, "Should we like pull over at the next one?" And I was like, "Yeah, I guess we should." So me and Adam were just like standing on the beach, just like with our hands on our hips, looking down, trying to figure out what the fuck was going on with Lee and Ezra.
Damn. No, it was a great time. I really hope that we can get this October trip set in stone. It'd be a lot of fun. A little break.
Dude, I'm in.
All right.
I need to know the exact dates ahead of time. So I
have the Google flights pulled
Okay.
up there. It's only like $150. It fluctuates from 200 to 150 round trip. But that everything else you're spending like maybe like, if we're gonna be honest, if we're gonna like all chip in for beers and stuff like that, maybe $100 extra.
Yeah.
Per
Which
person.
is nothing for a little vacation.
Again, if you can give me the exact dates like ahead of time, I will ask it
an
off
out
and
of
pay you
state
for the thing.
vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we end, we're getting closer to the hour mark. I do have
Yeah,
three things that I want to do. One, before we go into Cyberpunk, because I know that's what you do.
that's the big thing. We always end on, which is good.
Yeah, you have been playing Kingdom Hearts on the Steam Deck. I'm gonna get started on that here soon. But how is it? Are you doing one again? You're starting from the beginning.
I started from 1 again because I emulated 1, as I said on the last episode.
You
with
need to
just
show
me and
Carmen
you.
that. She'd flip the fuck out.
Yeah. By the way, watched the episode that me and you did together, and I told Matt, I was like, it's nice to know that me and Luke can still carry an episode, just the two of us. And then, the Steam
Haven't
version.
lost our touch.
Yeah, the Steam version is great. I mean it's
82 gigs, but you know.
Yeah, but I mean it's
Yeah, it's
so many fucking
yeah,
games.
I was gonna say it's like fucking 4 games and 2 cutscene movies.
yeah, which
Yeah.
are an hour and a half long, and video files are big.
Yeah.
But yeah, it runs really well. I just finished, or I'm about to finish Atlantica because I haven't beaten the last Ursula yet, and I'm just grinding.
Atlantica, maybe it's because I'm an
Fucking
idiot,
blows.
and I'm always just like getting lost. I'm like, fuck, god dang it. And so I'm like, turn around, take the wrong thing. I'm like, god dang it. So like every time I go to Atlantica, I'm immediately like, okay, where's the guide?
Well,
I
that
don't give a fuck.
the getting lost sucks, but the combat in Atlantica sucks too because you don't get access to some of your abilities that way.
Yeah, because you're a fucking fish. Whereas they
Yeah.
fixed that in 2 where like, yeah, Lion Sword gets all your shit.
And just faster,
Yeah.
which is great. I've just played 1 so far, but having recently played original 1 and then going to Final Mix, I can really see the differences. And it's
Oh, so you emulated like OG.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and they're more significant than I remembered them being.
Well, because in my head, the only big thing was the triangle, like, reaction commands really being in the game. Mm-hmm. Because that was a 2 thing that they added to 1's final
I'm
mix,
also
right?
playing on Proud for the first time, which restructures when you get some abilities, and it makes it way more playable.
Oh, really? Okay. I've been thinking of, for these, probably doing a Proud run, finally. Because I did Proud for 3 because of how piss easy it was, but...
Yeah.
For 1, because 1 I think is pretty doable. I think on Proud mode. 2 is where I feel like okay, you kind of have to like,
Yeah, you got to get good.
yeah, you gotta learn. And so
I'm gonna learn today.
I know at the very least I'm gonna try to beat the game, and then maybe do like Kurt Zisa boss, and then
Kurt Z's is fun.
Yeah.
The Phantom is
fuck
interesting.
the Phantom because you have to do the magic thing with the clock tower, the Doom clock.
But you can do Zemnis too.
Okay, it is Zemnis. That's like okay, yeah, because he has the 2 like lightsaber things,
Yep.
but they're different color. So like I didn't know if it was like a weird thing, but like okay, yeah. So it is Zemnis. Yeah, that I'm at the very least gonna do Kurt Zisa because I have beaten Kurt Zisa before.
Yeah, I really like that fight actually.
Yeah, do you know that's the one that's like the name from a fan thing?
Yep.
Which honestly, solid name.
Yeah, I mean for just a real person's name, that's a good one to put into a Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah, so that I'm
At least it's not like fucking Aaron Johnson.
it's like here's this big bad heartless fight, Aaron.
Jacob.
Yeah, this big epic heartless in the middle of fucking Agrabah named Jason Willis.
Jason Willis.
Yeah, but I'm glad it's good. I'm once I get it downloaded here, I'll actually start playing it because I've been playing just because I was like fuck it, I need something to play, and I was like maybe do something that I can run through like within like a couple weeks, and I've been playing Mass Effect again. Still
How
solid
do you
games.
spell Square Enix?
Square
Yeah.
dash
Yeah.
ENIX.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
Like Square, yeah. He's like, I know that. Been playing Mass Effect. I beat 1 within like 25 hours. It's like not a hard game to like get through. Even doing like extra side missions, but I was doing all the stuff I knew for a fact would reappear or have prevalence in 2 and in 3. So I was like, all right, this side quest I'm doing, this one I'm doing, got it. I then am now into 2. I'm 60 hours into 2 because I'm doing like all the side missions. I'm doing like all the planetary scans to get like all the upgrades that I can get. I'm like going all in because 2 is my favorite fucking game of all time. And I fucking love this game. I just last night locked in the romance with Tally. I did her mission, Garrus's mission. I think I'm like 3 missions away before I can like, okay, get the Reaper thing, get Legion, and then go do the collectors. So I'm like really close to beating it, and then I'll move on to 3. Fuck, that game's so good. I get it. There's people who will tell me like, oh, but the story makes no sense. It basically feels like fuck off. 2's great. I love the game.
Just wait until the Veil Guard comes out. See what they say then.
I have the weirdest thing with Dragon Age games because like my favorite one is the worst one, 2, because like I played that one, and that one like, you know how in a lot of these video games,
Dragon Age fans and Dark Souls fans clapping hands.
I mean,
being
dude,
like, 2 is the weird one.
The problem with 2 is made in like 12 months. Like they made it in a year.
That's a crazy turnaround.
Yeah, dude. Well, and then when you play it, when you sit there and go, this was made in a year, you can see like the reused assets, but you go, damn, this is some like actual, like you did this in a year? That's impressive. I feel so bad for the devs. Like you're like, damn. Yeah. But like the biggest thing with 2, like you played Fallout 4, like any of these games that have like a voice protagonist that you kind of pick and choose from, a lot of times your character is going to sound just standard whatever because they have to be able to work with every single dialogue option you have. 2 was like, fuck it. You get to pick the like all the dialogue options will affect the personality the main character has. So the more you pick one, that's just what they sound like regularly. So it adds to that bit for it. Plus, it's the most like lowest stakes RPG where you're not fighting a god. It's straight up just like I move, like my hometown got destroyed. Here's my new place. Rise from literally like the poorest motherfucker to like top of the food chain.
That's the plot of Neopets: The Darkest Fairy.
Hey, low key though, Neopets games solid. I actually give them
that one, and then Pet Adventures on the PSP. Fucking
is that the one that you're playing on? No,
that the Darkest Fairy is the one that we saw on GDQ.
Yeah. Okay. What was the? Because I want to get to Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Let's talk some CP.
That was the other thing. Okay. Cyberpunk. Yeah,
cool.
I'm playing Mass Effect, and that was it. All of these games, I could talk about them all day, but yeah, Cyberpunk.
I would like to do an episode of me learning about Mass Effect because I only know 3 and barely because I didn't give a shit.
Well, the funny thing about
that's not against you.
Well, no, the funny thing about that is you picked 3, which is a game where it heavily relies on the choices and things you made in 1 and 2. And so yeah, if you play them, it is the way that I've been telling people nowadays about, because I got my buddy Luis to at least play it, or at least he says he's gonna play it, and I got another one of my friends to actually play Mass Effect. Was like, it's like Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 is just Baldur's Gate 3 in their acts, but it's 3 separate games.
Okay.
It's like a decision you make in 1 will affect you in 2 and 3, so on and so forth, all that stuff. But they are really great games. If you ever decide to play them.
Where's the Dungeons and Daddies mod for Baldur's Gate 3?
Okay, quickly. Luke's been listening to Dungeons and Daddies after our
after
live
the
event.
After the Areas tour.
Nice hat. I didn't even see that. Holy shit.
It's my new favorite hat.
With the pin?
Yeah, the Dilf pin on top.
Yeah.
Got a sick-ass dice set, which I said last week, but it's awesome.
Got some use out of it.
Yeah, I got some use out of it. I'm about to have a lot more use out of it.
Speaking of, especially the full dice set. All right.
Everything.
So what happened?
So, okay.
What happened?
For you guys know, because we've talked about it, BJ has had us go through the Cyberpunk campaign, and we've been like,
so good.
He's been teasing like, oh no, dude, part 2, you guys have no idea. And me and Matt are like, oh, what's the...
Like, oh, it's a different city. We're going to Hawaii.
No, yeah, like I was like, I'm not gonna lie, that went in my head because I'm like, oh, he's like big on Yakuza. Watch us go to Cyberpunk Hawaii. I'm like,
yeah, that's exactly. What I was like, we're gonna do a Hawaii arc. We're gonna take a vacation or.
Like
shit's like the
beach episode.
Like the police department was like, you're going to fucking Hawaii.
Well, like you remember, you guys got fired, so you weren't police officers.
You two motherfuckers are going to college.
Yeah.
21 Jump Street, but Hawaii.
2077 Jump Street.
Captain's wife. Schmidt, fuck the captain's daughter.
Yeah, no, but like so with the whole time we're like, all right, yeah, whatever. And so we're going through this arc. We meet Michiko Arasaka. Like
we clear out. So then it turns out that like my girlfriend Akari has old net shit in her that could literally kill everybody within like a mile.
Very inspired by Songbird.
Yes, and then we revive some old Biotechnica tech to essentially like replicate a human body. and we get Luke's dad back.
Got it. He's the crow, but also like Glenn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
It's funny.
Glenn
'cause-
is just a lesser crow, though.
Dude, no.
Yeah.
Play like listening to Dungeons and Daddies. I'm now because when you guys did it on pod, you were like scam likely. I was like, I don't get the bit, and I just didn't say anything. And I remember listening to the pod at work, and then he said that, and I went, "Oh, that's where they got it from." Okay, cool. And like,
Dude, just wait for actually.
fuck,
Yeah,
dude. Okay,
scam like his brother.
we've said it before.
Scam likely.
We've said it before on pod, and I even said it like, "Oh, she was great in the thing." Dude, Beth May's the best person in the whole fucking pod. Holy fuck! Even early on, I'll be listening, and I'm like,
I will say it's like she is like a shining star in that for a lot of reasons. The whole cast is really good.
"Oh, they're all phenomenal."
Their chemistry is
the chemistry's great, and the thing what I love too is like because I think me and Matt kind of like we would I'm not gonna lie, we would kind of meta game a bit where we're like, well, no, this is clearly like we talk like, Matt to Luke, well, let's try this instead of like play our characters, whereas like to the detriment of the campaign, Daryl will do something stupid because well, Daryl clearly would say this, or Ron will do something stupid,
Yeah.
or Glenn, like they will go, what's what my character would do, and they move, and Anthony's just like, oh my fucking gosh, all the
Yeah.
time, and I'm like, honestly, that's way more fun.
Yeah.
That's like so much more like fuck up the route because well, my character would do this, and it like fucking the fucking Terry Jr. arc. The biggest through line was Anthony just be like, get to the fucking tower.
Yeah.
Get to the fucking tower, please. And it was like, and again, dude, killing your vampire bat boss with the bag of holding
vamp
over his
dad.
head,
Yeah.
and then stabbing it. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was awesome. But yeah, so yeah, I've been watching that. It's great. Dungeon Daddies is awesome. You should go watch it. It's
So
great.
we get we replicate Akari's body and transfer the consciousness of Akari into the new body without any tech in it.
So she's got to have like a fucking Nokia phone on the
Yeah.
side. Yeah.
And then Michigo's there, and then her dad, Luke's dad, is there, or Aaron's dad is there, and
Yeah, not my dad.
And then we
Aaron's
get-
dad isn't too big on his truck.
then did we get to have the concert?
Yeah, we had the big concert where like
concert
our,
with the
where Carrie Urdine's like buddy is like, yo, I found
Marvin
this boys.
Eurodyne.
Yeah. Oh, it was his brother or a cousin or whatever.
His cousin.
Nice.
and also we got to meet little Jackie
Little Jackie, which I became like a
and
surrogate
Mama
dad
Wells.
to.
Yeah, I love that now that Luke is like, my biggest goal right now is just to become like Jackie's dad.
Well, there was a bit where I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, if Ava wasn't here, I'd immediately slide it. I was
Just
like,
try
I'm
to
go-
fuck Mama Wells.
Yeah.
I'd go in, but then it's also just
You're
like,
like, oh, but Jackie doesn't have his dad, like, or any like you know, like in the games, like at least you know in the
Yeah.
in the you know the
but
very beginning.
But
game, you
I
don't say
was
anything
like, yeah, this will just be fun. At first, I was just like, oh yeah, just be nice, and then now it just became the bit. It was like anytime Jackie's there, he just comes to me.
And I was like jokingly, I was like, what if I like start dating both Michigo and Akari? And Peter was like, that's not out of the question. And I already thought of that. And
He's
I was
like, oh, trust me, there's a route for that.
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, also in character, I feel like being so like I mean, it'd be hard for me if like my wife all of a sudden there's a second wife, and I'd be like, I don't want it to see anybody dating like the same person that looks identical to my wife.
Yeah.
It's not like an identical twin with like, you know, it's not that.
Well,
it's
it's straight up like that's the body.
that was the
Yeah, that
person that I
was-
banged.
yeah,
Yeah.
like my penis has been inside that.
Yeah, 100%. So I was like, maybe
what was the joke we did? Where it's like, well, I banged that one, so I get that too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It
Like,
was
she belongs to me.
yeah,
Claimed.
Yeah, she's mine because I was in there.
I mean, who knows? Like, I guess I can. I was like, when
We role played
when
that
we
sex
get
scene. I
back to
can-
this Night City, maybe that'll be.
If.
Hold on.
If.
That might be something I pursue. But
When
then
and if. It's gonna be a while.
after that, we
my,
left.
My brain is like, because I don't know what you have planned, but I fully am like this. I'm like, this motherfucker's just gonna be like, all right, let's just go through every like we're gonna be fighting like Vecna, biggest bad of the multiverse.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Thank you. So then we after the concert, we like everyone kind of splits up, and then the band and you know Alofa, my best friend, and then the girls, and then Luke's Aaron's band. We're leaving, and
Arasaka gets us.
we get hit by an Arasaka armored truck.
Tex died.
Kills Tex.
Tex is dead. Ava almost died.
thankfully,
was rolling.
Sherry's okay.
Yeah,
Or
Cherry's okay.
Cherry's okay.
Cherry's
Ava's
fine.
okay. My dad's okay. I'm okay. Tex is dead.
R.I.P. Tyler.
Ava,
Yeah.
Ava almost died.
And then all of a sudden,
didn't you roll for both of
Michigo-
them?
I rolled for Tex and Ava.
Yeah.
Michigo and Akari are gone.
And so we're like, oh shit.
So then I was like, it's on.
Fuck it.
It's on.
We decided to ransack Arasaka Tower.
So, which was dope.
Yeah.
That was fucking dope. We had a great thing. I got my boy,
Alofa.
no, my cousin, technically.
Oh, Jimenez.
To help us get, we like dropped down in the rain on top of Arasaka Tower. And then while everyone else was running like distraction, and we get there and like the girls are tied up. And then
Adam Smasher
and
shows up.
Smasher shows up, and I was like,
We've got Robo Dad with
Robo
us.
Dad fucking we played that really well.
We played that pretty damn
We
well.
kicked Adam
Kicked his
Smasher,
ass.
which again
And threw
here's
him
the
out
other
the
thing.
fucking window.
That was like I purposely did that. I was like, we're just gonna leave Adam Smasher to the lore of 77.
The thing is, I wasn't gonna let you kill Smasher.
Yeah.
The thing was, I was banking on you guys using microwavers, like you and your dad, and that worked out. So you disabled him, and then Robo Dad threw him out the window.
Well, the thing that got me.
But I'm saying I also was like, let's just like disable him and get him the fuck out, and then we can leave him in Cyberpunk lore
Do you know how much HP he had?
to return to 2077.
Or how much you gave him?
It was like 150 HP,
Because
but his armor rating was super high everywhere on his body.
Because I was gonna say like,
Yeah, there's so many times where it's like that didn't do shit. Oh, you did 1 damage.
or like, well, no, because didn't my gun do the most damage?
You did because you had the Malorian,
Yeah.
which is 66,
Which
right?
it's 66s. So I think
That's
I shot him
2
twice.
more than mine.
I shot him twice and did decent. But I love how you play that off where he just turned to me and was like, "You," and I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
And I love where I after you say like, "Oh yeah, he wasn't supposed to die," I'm like, he probably didn't want to. He probably regrets giving me that Malorian for a second, huh? Because I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll aim at his head or I'll do this, I'll do that," and you're like, how many d6s? And I'm like, and I rolled good for those damage though.
Here's another
did.
thing you could only have like 3 in the chamber. You know,
Yeah, well,
or
I
like
forget-
3 in the mag. Like that
I
which would make
forget how
sense.
ma-
Like I have. Oh, maybe even 2 would probably be good.
I'm trying to
Because
think.
that's
yeah,
a lot of fucking damage.
to be fair, yeah. After a while, we stopped counting like reloads.
No, I did.
Okay.
I just never had to because
Okay,
I
because
have a fucking like a big ass revolver.
because I know the first handgun I had we did.
Oh, you have like
and then,
eight in a
Yeah.
medium.
And
or
so-
heavy has like 8.
Yeah,
it's
so we
not
were
even
like,
big.
oh, who cares? And then I also had the katana, so I was like, oh, who cares?
Yeah.
And then when I got the Malorian, we didn't talk about how many it had in the
No,
chamber.
that would be a
and we
good
just kinda,
thing to like change and think. But
Yeah.
so when we get the girls out of there and we go out to the wasteland.
And we're like, we gotta go.
Well, it's like we need to get the fuck out of here. Let's go to the wasteland and we'll treat Akari and Michigo. And Michigo was
Like catatonic.
yeah. And so then the Alofa Jackson, he goes fucking catatonic. I cut his jackin cord.
And he reaches out and grabs
Jack and
you.
cord.
Yeah, and reaches out and touches me. And at this point, he said, Luke, I need you to go to the podcast.
Yeah, leave the room. And I was like, oh fuck.
Okay. And I was like, oh shit. Like, I kind of been waiting for one of those moments where it's like a little like of like solo.
Here, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick while you tell.
One-on-one stuff.
Leave the room.
Luke leaves the room. And so Luke, BJ says like you're in this like dark abyss. You don't see your body. You just like see the darkness around you, but you can tell that there's a person behind you. And I turn around, and this is old woman with like graying red hair, right? Curly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like kind of curly,
Yeah.
but it's also like the curls have kind of fallen out because it's so old.
Yeah. Woman, is like, what are you like searching for? Like, essentially, is like, you've been like fucking up my plans. Like, and what are you running from? And I was like, right now, I'm trying to figure why the fuck Alofa is freaking the fuck out. And then she's like, well, I like am kind of tired of you messing with my plans. It's time for you to go away for a little bit. And so then he says like she throws me into a wall, and then all of a sudden, he says you fall off. He says Griffith fall.
The way that I worded it was, you feel the impact of the wall, and as the soldier's sword leaves your side, you feel that like that impact, and it kind of brings you back to being conscious, and then you can.
I mean, or do you want to do it?
No, I like hearing you talk about it.
And he says, like, you see Griffith falling off the wagon, and you know, like, from the cuts on his ankle that he can't get up. And I was like, at this point when he said Griffith and the wagon, I was like...
Matt's jaw hit the fucking floor, literally.
Oh, I was silent. I was dead fucking silent. It was one of the weirdest, like, interactions we've ever had, because I don't think you've ever seen me like that before. And I haven't been like that in a really long fucking time.
I was so fucking hard.
And he's like, you see Griffith fall off the wagon, you know he can't stand because his ankles have been cut. And if he doesn't have like the strength to get up, but like as he kneels up, you see the moon eclipse the sun, and then you wake up in the office thinking that was a really weird dream in Waterdeep, and I said, what the fuck?
And then I said, go switch places with Luke.
And then Luke, you
So
tell.
I come out and
You had the same interaction in the darkness void with the old lady.
So I think so for the most part, but mine was that. So you see Alofa reach out to H, and H's eyes roll back and go like pitch black.
Oh, you didn't tell me this shit.
Yeah. So like, because Alofa didn't touch me.
Yeah.
I see this happen, and so I go to pull off, and isn't it Alofa then grabs me and H grabs me?
Alofa and H at the same
so
time.
both of you grab me, and my thing happens there. So I'm in this thing, I can't move, it's pitch black, and then this old wrinkly old bitch with red hair, which I figured out who it was. It's Spider Murphy, if you don't know who that is.
I have no fucking clue.
She's in the tower mission with Johnny.
Yeah, she's their net runner, voiced by Erica Limbeck. But
really?
She's like a huge deal. And that's the thing. I was watching Cyberpunk cutscenes just for fun, and it was like, and Johnny goes, "Come on, Murph," or whatever. And you see Spider Murphy, and I'm like, "And that bitch right here. Oh, that's cool." And then I was like,
The most interesting thing about her is she completely disappears from lore after she soul kills Kei Arasaka, who is Michiko's father.
Who is the brother of...
Michiko?
No, Michiko's...
Kei is the brother of...
the head of Arasaka,
Yes.
Saboru.
Saboru, yes.
Yeah, he's the
We're not
first
doing this
son.
again. We're not doing this again off the
I know,
pod.
yeah, but it was just weird. Not
But,
seeing a family tree and just having to be like, he's the brother of... This is the,
You see that,
nephew,
and
niece
she's
of-
like, "You've gotten in the way of my plans." Blah blah.
Yeah,
all this
yeah,
stuff.
same
Yeah,
thing,
the same
yeah.
shit. And so she flings me through the wall, and it's like, "Oh shit, whatever." And again, I heard him say like the way he words it. The way he worded it for me is like you find yourself stationed above the wall, snow going around you. Your brothers in arms, like ready to fight. You see Mance Raider's army coming at you, and I was like,
I got chills.
well, what's funny is so your jaw dropped. I went, Mance. Wait, what? Like I audibly was like, what's happening?
Luke was like asking questions every 3 seconds.
I was like, what do you mean? Wait, was Mance? What? Wait, what? And he did not answer. He just kept speaking, and I'm just like, what the fuck? And he's like, does that you flee yourself again? You find yourself going through so many different lives, all these like thousands of years, thousands of lives, and you wake up. Well, I woke up in a pub, right, or in the tavern.
Yeah, in a tavern.
I woke up in the tavern in Waterdeep, and he's like, you realize that was a weird dream, but hey, today's a new day. And that's
Yeah.
where we're gonna end it today. I was like,
And so
fuck,
now
what?
we're in D&D 5e, baby.
Yeah, we're
which-
just straight up in Dungeons and Dragons
Which
now.
is good because I'm so comfortable in 5e.
Yeah.
This will be fun for me because I
It's
think
going to be way easier finding information on everything we need now, too.
the only thing that
to be fair, I don't even think other than like character sheets and monster numbers, like I fucking got everything to a T.
I'm
rules-wise.
gonna have to be the one asking all that question because the only time I've played D&D was when we tried with Kevin and Carmen, and that was with the starter.
I've
kit.
absorbed, like, as much as I do like RPG, when I've like seriously, I've listened to every single episode
of Vox Machina.
of Vox Machina, and
How far you been in Mighty Nine? Like 90?
I'm like 100.
Oh shit! So you're in.
Yeah. So and just
oh,
absorb.
fuck.
It's
Well,
like
okay, I have a
it's
question.
absorption by like.
Just to know where you are because I've listened to Mighty Nine. Has Ford? Is Ford's? What's his thing? Is he where you're at? He's gone past his bit, right?
Like he's not way past.
Okay,
He's not speaking in the
okay
in the
because
Texas.
I'm trying to miss from I'm like
Dude,
where
that's like episode
40
or
yeah,
50.
Because I don't know where stuff happens, so I don't want to like accidentally
No,
spoil
dude.
late shit. Okay, but you're far.
I will say
It's like 140 something episodes.
At least now, I do not see a big enemy. Like fucking the shit they were going off in Vox Machina.
Well, Vox, it was like we like they kind of knew
every
the
enemy,
big, yeah,
every big bad they had to me was like, this is a
the
big
end of
bad.
the world. Yeah.
And I was like, this one, it's like, oh, they stopped a war, but it's like, that's just diplomacy dice rolling.
Well, the thing is, Mighty Nine, like, so Vox Machina versus Mighty Nine. Vox Machina were just a bunch of friends or a bunch of like strangers or whatever who became legends. And whatnot. Mighty Nine is like, yeah, we're a bunch of friends, but we just kind of did shit and no one knows who we really are. Like, they're not like these super famous warriors like Vox Machina were. They literally are just an adventuring band who just kind of does shit and finds themselves in situations.
Sure. But anyways, from doing all that, I know it all.
I'm very interested because this will be like my first, I'm going to say first actual time playing D&D, because it'll be people that know what they're doing. Like, cause the thing with Cyberpunk is it was all of us kind of trying to figure out.
I mean, I'm still flying by the seat of my pants. I'm still very new to DMing, and I haven't done D&D before.
Well, but you at least know D&D. Like, Cyberpunk was, we were all trying to figure out how shit works.
Easy it is to get, like, on your tablet to do apps that do, like, tabletop apps?
Like all the shit,
and they're all made specifically for D&D,
and stream it on the TV.
Because
we could actually do like distance.
That's what I was thinking, is putting a battle map on there.
That's exactly what I was thinking. And it's like stream it from your tablet, because it's not Apple to Android. It's just Android to Android because of Fire Stick. It's very easy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we just buy like a $10 app and done.
I'm very excited for this because this will be just straight fantasy D&D, and I'm also excited because, like he says, we don't know how long it's going to take us to get back to Night City.
I'm not going to do H.
I'm not doing H. I'm not doing Aaron either.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I thought about it, like doing like a bard, but no, I'm going full on different race, different. Yeah, I'm going all in.
I also, just to add a little bit of context to what we did, it had gotten pretty late, but I originally had planned to put you through 3 different lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going to start with like sci-fi closer to cyberpunk, and then go to like modern day, and
BJ
then go
told
to
me what he
fantasy.
was going to do for me.
Yeah, his was going to be the bridge scene. I hadn't really figured it out for you yet. I was going to be like, okay, well maybe like Star Wars, and then
you wanted it to be something that was like kind of more to our tastes. Yeah.
Something Mass Effect.
Well, he'd have to know Mass Effect shit mostly for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta piss real bad. Let's close out.
Bye.
Take it sleazy.